Okay, Christina here to listen to some music. And today's music selection is I've Seen All Good People by Yes. This is the second reaction on the channel to the band Yes. The first one was Roundabout, and I loved it. This is still just my introduction to prog rock, progressive rock, and it is quite the adventure. It was the winner of a poll on Patreon and for channel members here on YouTube. It came out in 1971, which is the same year that Roundabout came out. I don't know, I'm just getting to know this band and have a lot of fun. And what are we doing here that's so much fun? I am a professional classically trained musician, instrumentalist, vocalist, composer, and professor. So we talk about all the different aspects of the music. I learned something. You all maybe learned something. It's a great time. Okay. Like and subscribe, all that stuff. But for now, enough talking. Let's listen. Okay. I'm really excited about this one. I can't wait to see what this band uses in this song that I heard in the last one, in Roundabout. It's exciting. Okay, here we go.
I've seen all good people turn their heads each day, so satisfied I'm on my way. I've seen all good people turn their heads each day, so satisfied I'm on my way.
Take a straight and stronger course to the corner of your life. Make the white queen run so fast, she hasn't got time to make you a wife. 'Cause it's time in time with your time, and this news is captured. Use me anytime you want. Just remember that the goal is for us all to capture all we want. Yeah. Don't surround yourself with yourself. Move on back to squares. Send an instant comment to me. Initial it with loving care yourself. 'Cause it's time in time with your time, and this news is captured for the queen to use.
Okay, I gotta stop it there because I'm gonna back it up just a little bit because there's just so much going on. It's really fantastic. It's just what I was hoping for. So in Roundabout, the compositional style, I think, is what stuck with me the most. I mean, the musicianship is good, of course, but all the different facets, the different pieces of the puzzle that they had for that song and how they overlaid them and put them in just the right order and just the right combinations. And as a professional composer and arranger, that's what my ear is trained to listen for. And so when I hear it, it's very satisfying. And I'm already hearing that here. I'm hearing the introduction of each instrument and how unique each of them is. But now that I know this band just a little tiny bit, I know some of the colors that they use to paint their pictures. With Roundabout, they really did paint a visual picture, at least in my experience with that song. And now I've come to learn that it's about them being on a trip, basically, like they were going from concert to concert and driving through the countryside. Pretty clever. So I don't know what this one is about yet. I'm trying to listen for the lyrics. I'm one of those, I hear the music first and then the lyrics. So I have them pulled up. I will check them out here soon. Until then, how is this song making me feel? That's what I need to go with, because I don't really know what it's about. I mean, the title, I've Seen All Good People. The instruments that they're using so far are really, really neat. I'm hearing some of the guitar, that beautiful guitar that it was at the beginning of Roundabout, and then recorders. We're hearing recorders. It's such a sweet sound. They're so sweet. And I was hoping that we would hear the chorus, the vocals all together with those nice harmonies, because they sort of made us wait kind of towards the end of Roundabout for that, but this one they started with it. That in itself is a good compositional move that I can see and I appreciate. Good job, guys. I'm going to try to catch some of these lyrics more on my own. And if I don't, it's okay. It's okay to be okay. For now, let's just move on. I'll back it up just a little bit to hear that transition. That did it. That was neat already. Love it. Stopping it there. Okay. That was interesting. I don't know where this is going compositionally anymore. I don't mind it, though. I love all of the turns it's taking. Was this a separate song, like a two-parter song? Or is the beginning stuff going to come back? I hope it does, because it was really enjoyable. I loved the opening stuff. I remember getting really swept up in Roundabout, and I was really hoping for that experience with this, and it definitely happened. At the end there, like when the organ came in, the pipe organ, I was thinking, I know they're going to add one more element from the last time I stopped. They're going to add something else, and boy did they. I was not expecting the pipe organ. I heard them mention something about the Queen, and so that seems sort of stately. So it completely matched in my brain, but at the same time, I was completely taken off guard and surprised. And I love that confusion, utter confusion, and it's just delicious. I also heard like a pedal tone underneath, so to me it sounded like the foot pedals of a pipe organ, but I don't know if that's really what it was. It sounded more like maybe there were electric pedals or basses, like electric basses also integrated in there. I just, it was so multi-layered. Wow. The voices in the background and the recorders and the guitar and then, and it's like a really, really slow heartbeat. So are we supposed to be energized or are we supposed to be relaxed with this one? I'm not sure. I guess we get to choose. I think with this one, I was really excited. My heart was all aflutter. All right, so whatever the heck we just got into, not sure yet. Well, let's just keep going. I'll go just a little bit more, and Then we'll check in on lyrics. Okay. So let's back up just a bit and hear that transition maybe.
Seen all good people turn their heads each day, so satisfied I'm on my way. I've seen all good people turn their heads each day, so satisfied I'm on my way. I've seen all good people turn their heads each day, so satisfied I'm on my way. Seen all good people turn their heads each day, so satisfied I'm on my way. I've seen all good people turn.
All right, we are fully into this portion of the song. I'm still kind of confused about what was the beginning and what was this part. But again, it's a fun confusion. I'm going with it. I haven't heard this vibe from them yet. This is like full on, like good old fashioned rock band up on the stage. And I haven't completely heard that straightforward aesthetic yet. It's always been kind of, kind of a little more colorful, a little more descriptive. I don't know. And so what do I think about them as just a good old fashioned rock band? I think it's great. And the fact that they can very much stand in both sets of shoes. Love it. All right, I want to look up the lyrics really quickly. Otherwise, I just feel like I'm missing out on part of the experience. I've seen all good people turn their heads each day. So satisfied I'm on my way. Like they're happy that somebody's leaving, or happy for them in the success of their life. For the queen to use, move me onto any black square. Okay. Okay. So the first part is move me, and then the second part is I've seen all good people. Even though all of it is kind of, I've seen all good people. That text is in the move me part. Okay. Sounds like someone's not in control of their own life. Move on back 2 squares. All right. So it's about independence, self-worth. Did it. Love it. So with this is about a person trying to find their place in society, trying to be happy in their own life. Something like that. All right. Not wanting to get used as a pawn in society or in life. So maybe self-confidence. Okay, so let's hear how this ends. How are we going to keep our confidence through the end here? Okay, well, that was another adventure for sure. I really liked how it ended. There was a little bit of a tie-in from the first part to the second part with the organ and the pedals down way, way, way down low. And I really liked then how it opened with the vocals, the chords, but then it ended with that, with the pipe organ. Like, I loved how those were the two at the end. That's another compositional theme that I am catching from this band, that they like to take tones that are soft and then have them get loud. So that was at the beginning of Roundabout. And since putting out that reaction, I've been seeing in the comments that it's a piano chord or something, and it was played backwards, which is totally cool. And then it goes like brum, right into the guitar chord. So cool. So I'm hearing a lot of that. And actually there was that thing in the transition between the first part and the second part, that it did that again. In fact, I think maybe it was even more intense this time. But then at the end with the long fade out and then playing with the chorus and the organ, kind of like this came up and then this one came up. It was really interesting. So I just want to hear the juxtaposition here. The book ends where we have the vocals at the beginning and then at the end. Let's hear those just a little bit.
I've seen all good people turn their heads each day, so satisfied I'm on my way. I've seen all good people turn their heads each day, so...
Yeah, it's just solidly like there are no other instruments coming in. Could have been something introduced in that silence, but no, they have you wait. So I don't know where this falls on the album. I'm assuming that Roundabout and I've Seen All Good People are on the same album because they were released in the same year. So I don't know which one comes first on the album. So depending in the order, if it's more of a concept type of album, I don't know if you would be expecting anything from the previous, from Roundabout to this one. So depending on what you heard first, you would be expecting different things. Regardless, at the end, we want to hear that. We expect that to come back. So let's just go to the end and hear how they handle the vocals then at the end. And that giant fade out, which I approve. I'm picky about fade outs. This is a cool one.
Turn their heads each day, so satisfied I'm on my way. I've seen all good people turn their heads each day, so satisfied I'm on my way. I've seen all good people turn their heads each day, so satisfied.
But it's not going away yet. It's still going. That is a great technique. Really playing with the volume with it there. And so that is the same vocals as in the beginning, and now it's at the end, but there is something supported underneath, and it's that awesome pipe organ thing. So they could have used the guitars to come back. They could have used the recorders. Those were really neat, but no, they chose the organ. I agree. Very good choice. So there are other compositional aspects in music that can enhance certain obvious techniques. So for instance, when there's a fade out, or if you want a decrescendo, which means the volume is lowered, things get softer. When you want to get from one key to the next, you can modulate to it. I think what I was hearing at the end was a downward step modulation sequence. So that was giving like a double illusion to the fade out. And I think what that did is it kind of took away some of the obvious attention from that fade out. And it's like, oh, it's not just the fade out that I'm hearing. There's something musically that's changing. And it sounds like it's winding down. Let's see where it starts.
Satisfied I'm on my way.
Starts in E,
All good people turn their heads each day, so
now to D,
satisfied I'm on my way.
D, and then
Seen all good
now we're going to move from D to C.
heads each day, so satisfied I'm on my way. I've seen all good
into B flat. And I think we get down to A. One more before the fade out. Oops, A flat. A flat. Yeah, okay, good. So, yeah, it started with E, D, C, B flat, A flat. That's a whole tone scale, which means no half steps. A half step is when you go from a white key to the very, very next key, which would be the black key. Every once in a while, there are a couple of white keys together, so that includes those two. There's no black key in between. It's just the very, very next key on the keyboard. That is a half step. A whole step is when you skip over one. And so since we have those two little white keys on the keyboard, which is why we have the pattern for the 3 black keys and the 2 black keys on the piano keyboard, the 2 white notes that are right next to each other, both sets, they kind of mess the pattern up just a little tiny bit. But that's what makes it interesting. So a whole tone scale is just a scale where you just keep playing whole tones over and over again. And that right there sounds kind of dreamy. That's what we use as composers to create that sound. And so that's what they're doing. They're kind of fading us out in a little dream. And what that means for the rest of the song, I'm not quite sure, but it was very well constructed. Very, very cool. So let's see if we can find that awesome little crescendo, the theme that I'm catching on that they do. Let's see if we can hear that. That's so great. And then, of course, we just drop right into this like bluesy little rock and roll sort of moment here. Love that. Oh, and then right before that last crescendo, all of the layers that were in there, the vocals in the background, the heartbeat, that slow but steady heartbeat, the organ, I think was there, the recorders, and then the vocals, and his voice is just up there, about as high as I've heard it go so far. And then one more little aspect that I'm starting to catch on to is some of the diction in the words. So I love how the singers pronounce capture. I can't help but think that's not just the way they pronounce the word while they're singing, but at the same time, it's proving a point in the meaning behind the song. But again, I've learned not to get too deep into the meaning behind the song, but I still think there's something about the way they pronounce capture. Let's just see if we can catch it. Captured. It's really percussive almost, but it's emphasized. That word is emphasized. It just makes me smile though the minute I turn on this section. All right, and so the second half of the song, it was again more straightforward, but I think maybe we needed that. We needed some grounding here in reality, and let our imaginations rest for just a little bit, come back to reality. Whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing, maybe, again, more of our interpretation here by the listener. But I enjoyed their playing. They can do both. They can exist as this prog rock band with all the clever sounds, and they can exist as this early 70s rock band without all of the funny little sounds. And it's bluesy. I just want to hear just a second of it, just to hear a little bit of their handiwork. That is just awesome. That is just full on blues, maybe even a little honky tonk. I don't know. It's I love how the drum beat is sort of laid back. It just sits right behind the beat. And then you know, the awesome piano part right there. Not the right key, but close enough. This is just so much fun. It was just what I was hoping it would be. Okay, that was the second reaction to Yes on the channel. It was just what I was hoping for. The beginning part, which is a slightly different song, was sort of a carryover from Roundabout. And again, depending on where those two songs fall on their album, it would have been a preview or a return of that style. So if Roundabout came first, this would have been a continuation of that. And then, I just don't know which one came first. And maybe that's not important. I remember back when unless you rewound or fast forward, that the songs were in the order on the album for a specific reason. And so I can't help but think that maybe that's what is going on here, because Roundabout is just so much like the first half of the song. And then the second half, it was almost like a different band. And so I love the fact that they can wear both hats. Honestly, that's kind of what I'm trying to do here. I am a classical musician, but I also do enjoy popular music, and I would love to be able to comfortably wear both hats. I'm getting there. So in all, I'm just really starting to appreciate this band more and more. And will this one go on my playlist? Absolutely. Roundabout has been playing in my house since I did the reaction, and this one is going to join it. So I can't complain. What a fantastic adventure. So thank you to everyone who voted for this one in the poll. I am so glad that it won. What a great song. What a great band. So be sure to like and subscribe. You can find me on Patreon and Ko-fi, and you can become a channel member and support the channel and take part in the music community, because we are having a great time in all of those places. And as always, just remember that you don't have to be perfect. Just be okay. And keep listening.